Ready to escape into a world of enchanting pixels? What is up, my peeps? And today we're going to be reading The Jungle Book. Many strange tales are told of the wild jungles in India, but none are so strange as the story of Mowgli, the man-cub who was found by Bagheera, the Black Panther, in a basket by the riverbank. Bagheera carried the basket to a wolf family with young cubs and asked if they could feed and care for the man-cub as well. "I've never seen one," said Mother Wolf. "How little, how naked, and how bold. See, he looks up and is not afraid." The hungry little creature snuggled up to the mother wolf with the other cubs. "Lie still, little frog," she told him. Mowgli the frog I shall call you. And the wolves kept Mowgli and raised him like one of their own. 10 times the rains had come, and Mowgli had grown as strong and hardy as his wolf brothers, with whom he had become a greater favorite. Then, one night under a full moon, the elders of the wolf pack gathered at Council Rock for a very important meeting. Bagheera watched and listened from the limbs of a nearby tree while they spoke. The pack was alarmed because Shere Khan, a man-hating tiger, had returned to the jungle after a long absence. They feared he would surely kill the half-grown man-cub and any wolves who tried to protect him. Finally, Akiwa, their leader, spoke. "It has been decided the man-cub can no longer stay with the pack. It's too dangerous for the rest of us. He must leave at once." In vain, Father Wolf pleaded that Mowgli could not possibly survive alone in the jungle. Then Bagheera, springing lightly from the tree, said he would take Mowgli to a man village, several days' journey away, and leave him safely with his own kind. There's the picture there. Now, where was I? Oh, yes. Early the next morning, Bagheera and Mowgli set out for a walk in the jungle. When night fell, Mowgli wanted to return to his wolf family, but the panther explained that he could not ever go back because their Khan had sworn to kill him. At this, Mowgli grew very unhappy. "I will go back," he declared. "I can look after myself." But the Black Panther would have no disobedience. "Enough," he growled. "We'll spend the nights up in this tree. Things will look better in the morning." No sooner had Bagheera dozed off than Kaa, a slippery python, slithered up the tree to the branch where Mowgli crouched, too unhappy to fall asleep. In the special way that pythons have, Kaa hypnotized Mowgli and coiled himself around his body. He was just about to open his jaws and swallow the man-cub when Bagheera awakened. In a flash, the panther knocked Kaa out of the tree and snatched Mowgli from him. "So you can look after yourself, can you?" he sneered at the frightened man-cub. At daybreak, Mowgli was awakened by a loud military voice shouting drill commands. "Hup, 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep it up, 1, 2, 3, 4. By the ranks or single file, over every jungle mile." It was Colonel Haiti, the elephant, noisily drilling his troops. Mowgli, enjoying the new game, mischievously fell in behind the smallest baby elephants. But the colonel saw him and trumpeted, "I must say, what happened to your trunk?" Then looking more closely, he bellowed, "A man-cub! This is treason." He knocked Mowgli to the ground and was about to stamp on him when Bagheera leapt between them. He apologized to the outraged elephant for Mowgli's bad manners and explained that he was taking him back to a man village. But Mowgli still didn't want to go to the man village and still missed his wolf family. He stubbornly grabbed a small tree and hung on it while Bagheera tried to push and then pull him on his way. In exasperation, the Black Panther cub gave up. "All right, man-cub," he snarled. "You're on your own," and paddled off into the jungle. Mowgli sat down against a rock, alone and not quite sure which way to go next. While he was wondering, he heard a carefree song, and then a singer approached. Baloo the bear came rollicking through the jungle, singing a jaunty song and dancing a few shuffling steps. He stopped short when he saw Mowgli. The bear and the man cub struck up a conversation and sing and danced and played games together merrily. They went fishing, swam in the seriously. They went fishing, swam in the river, and had a fine lazy time. Stay away from the man village, Baloo growled. They'll ruin you and they'll make a man out of you, and you're going to make one swell bear. All this time, a band of monkeys had been watching the two friends from high in the treetops. At a signal from their leader, the two monkeys swiftly swung to the ground, grabbed Mowgli, and carried him off to the ruins of an ancient temple where their king, Louie, was waiting. Meanwhile, Baloo called the Bagheera for help, and hoping to save the man-cub, he and the panther raced through the jungle to the ruins. They were in time to hear King Louie demand that Mowgli give him the secret of the man's red flower. By red flower, the king meant fire. Only no creature in the jungle will call fire by its proper name, since every beast lives in deadly fear of it, and rightfully so. But Mowgli didn't know how to grow the red flower, and said so. Before the angry ape could punish the man-cub, his attention was caught by a large female ape dancing across the room. It was Baloo in disguise, waving and smiling at King Louie, and soon the infuriated ape king and all the monkeys were dancing wildly after Baloo. The ruin shuddered and shook, and the temple pillars began to totter. Just before the building collapsed, Bagheera snatched Mowgli out of danger, and in the confusion, they and Baloo made their escape. They were not to be forgotten for long. Mowgli, fearing that Baloo also wanted him safely in the man village, ran away alone into the jungle. He wandered into a rocky place where a flock of ugly vultures had gathered. Seeing that the man-cub was sad, the vultures tried to comfort him with jokes and funny dances. In the midst of their merrymaking, Shere Khan, the fierce tiger, stalked into the clearing. "Run, friend, run!" Run, friend, wrong! Run, friend, run! The vultures shrieked as they flapped their wings and took off into the sky. I won't run from anyone, Mowgli declared. He picked up a club and prepared to hit the tiger. With a terrible roar, Shere Khan opened his mouth and bared his jaws. Just as he was about to leap at the man-cub, Baloo arrived, grabbed Shere Khan by the tail, and stopped him short in mid-leap. Meanwhile, the vultures returned to help Mowgli. One of them lifted the man-cub by his powerful talons and flew off to a nearby tree, which had been struck by lightning and was aflame. "Fire, Mowgli. That's the only thing old Stripes is afraid of. Get the red flower," he said, setting Mowgli on the ground. Mowgli picked up a burning branch and ran with it to Shere Khan. "Up, dog!" he cried. "Up when a man speaks, or I will set your coat ablaze!" Shere Khan snarled at the fire, and Mowgli beat him over the head with the branch, singeing his fur. The tiger, whimpering and whining in fear and pain, ran frantically across the clearing and disappeared over the farthest hill. "That's the last we'll see of him," said Baloo, and he took off like a flaming comet. Toward evening, near the riverbank, Baloo and Mowgli were joined by Bagheera. The panther suggested with Shere Khan gone from the jungle, there was no reason why Mowgli couldn't remain with his animal friends forever. But Mowgli had felt a strange restlessness ever since he had held the stick of bloom with the red flower. Something was different about him now. He knew he was meant to be a man and not a wolf. And then a creature such as he had never seen before came down to the river, and as he watched her, Mowgli was captivated. Singing softly, she filled a vessel with water and placed it on her head. Mowgli approached her, took the vessel gently, and placed it on his own head. Just as she had, the pretty creature walked along the little path that led to the man village. With Mowgli following, the sky was just beginning to darken when Mowgli entered the gates of the village to meet the mysterious things that are called men. "Mowgli, come back, called Baloo. Go on, urged Bagheera. Mowgli turned briefly, waved to his friends, and disappeared behind the village fence. Baloo shrugged. He would have made one swell bear, he said sadly. The end. Here's some history about the story and book. Or story and movie. Dear God, I cannot speak. Alright. Our next story stop will be, yes, Dumbo. Alright, so don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Talk to y'all later.